Oh. Hey everybody, today is March 3rd, 2023.
Mic check.
I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How was your week?
You know, it's been an interesting one. I had my girlfriend's birthday on Wednesday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Britt.
It was honestly a wonderful day. I loved it. I'm glad she had a good time. She got a new coffee table. We got a new coffee table. I love our new coffee table. It opens up and goes over your lap, and you can like sit on the couch and eat. And we're going to the Ren Fair to celebrate, so it's going to be a good time.
Nice.
Finally off work. Thank goodness.
Amen.
I mean, it's Friday. I mean, it's a good week. It's been a good week.
Good.
Yeah. It's been a really good week.
I almost did it again, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, before we get started, if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button and click that thumbs up at the like button. It gives our channel a lot of help.
Yeah, and hit the bell if you want any notifications whenever we go live and whenever the video is posted, because we do post the VOD at the end as well. And say hello in the chat if you're here, and we'll definitely hit you up and get you involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to be a little more interactive. Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting. It's a little hard, but improv.
It's challenging.
It is challenging a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's fun. We love talking with you guys about the show. So
I do.
Yes.
Well, I have to give a shout out. I'm so proud of my son. He is forging his way in the world, you know. I think that parents that discourage their kids' dreams and, you know, like, I want to play professional basketball. Well, so does a million other people.
Right.
You know, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try for it.
Yep.
So my son moved from the state of Arkansas to the state of Washington. He got a promotion at his job, but not only that, he's been taking guitar lessons for over a year.
All right.
And he went there looking for people that are looking for guitarists, and you know, sometimes fate has other plans, you know, so
right.
He contacted this one group of guys, and they're looking for a bass player, and
so I mean, transition could be easy, you know?
He's playing the bass for him now.
Very nice.
And the name of their group is Waiting in the Willows.
Yes.
And they put their first single out on Wednesday. I'm very proud of him, so go to YouTube and check it out and listen to it.
I actually have listened to the song already, and honestly, I really like the vibe. It's a really good, it has a really good pace to it, actually. The intro kind of leaves you like guessing on what it's going to be, but then it turns into a really good pace song. It gives me a good, like a Tenacious D vibe, I think I said earlier. Yeah, but not like comedy, but it's very, the style that they have, I feel like they can reach different ranges of what they want to produce, so it honestly sounds really nice.
Definitely. So I mean, I talked to my old workout buddy, and he put it on his workout track of songs he listens to when he's working out. Because
it has that kind of pace.
It's kind of aggressive.
Yeah, it has that kind of pace to where it's like a little bit more not upbeat is what I'm looking for. There you go. The word is more upbeat. It's fun to listen to. I liked it. And grungy, I guess you can say. Is that the style?
You know, they are coming out of Seattle.
Yeah, so it's kind of like grungy, I guess you can say that if that's the right term. But they're nice. I like them. So I'm looking forward to new projects. Actually,
congratulations, Levi. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I really like it. I gave him a like on YouTube as well. So awesome. So we had a interesting paper rock scissors conversation earlier.
You know, we did. We talked about student loans before.
Yes.
But
this one's a little
it is. So it's like, if you're a student and you have student loans, Biden's plan to forgive student loans doesn't just forgive Democrats' loans. It forgives everybody's loans. It's a bill for all of America and for everyone to benefit from this that is riddled with student loan debt.
Right. Yeah, and education honestly should be free, or at least minimal. Like, people really need that
It shouldn't be so out of reach.
Right, exactly. It's outworldly of a price to
Yeah.
go to school after you leave high school, or even, honestly, regular education is pricey too. But
you know, and yeah, anyway, the reasons for all that, that's another subject. But The red states that are led by Republicans with Republican attorney generals and governors and state legislatures, those states have sued the Biden administration for student loan forgiveness.
Okay. And the reason being?
Their rationale is, well, that's interest that the state is not going to collect from interest paid on those loans. We're losing money as a result of this. You're causing us harm.
Now, I feel like that's a fair argument. It's fair.
On its face, if you apply it across the board, and that's how they always felt and operated, I would say, okay, maybe you do have, a leg to stand on.
Right, but they forgive also corporation loans, correct?
So, yeah, the PPP loans that were handed out during the pandemic, those loans were forgiven. So if you apply the same logic to that, why didn't you sue when those loans were forgiven?
So is this a loan that's been going on for a while, or is it just a one-time deal that has happened, or like this particular loan we're talking about?
So the PPP, yeah, that's a particular loan. Student loan has been going on
forever.
Forever, yeah. But the way student loans have been doled out now has kind of changed in a way. So let's just say it used to be that it was more affordable because there were a lot less administrative fees and costs, but now those are all have gone up exponentially, and a lot of your student loans are paying for those administrative fees instead of money actually going to the school for the purpose of higher education.
Okay.
So that's the thing. It's like, why is it okay to forgive loans to corporations, but not okay to forgive loans to students?
So is this more of like a one-time loan versus loans that have been going on forever? Because that, I feel like that can be a difference, because corporations got this loan the one time, like, here you go, and then we can forgive it the one time, where schools and colleges are constant. It's every year. I mean, it's a source basically of income. I mean, with students paying off these debts, it's an income that's coming in. I mean, that's what they're missing. I mean, they have to make up for the future loans that they're giving out as well then.
Well, all I know is the Supreme Court actually heard arguments on that this week, and they'll be coming out with a ruling. Probably in June is when they release their findings on the different cases that they've heard, and it'll be interesting how they come up with a balance on student loans. But again, to me, this is not political. Why have Republicans turn this into a political argument?
Well, Republican states. I mean, honestly, say it would be just Republicans. Maybe
well, that's what I meant. Republican states. Yeah. The Republicans that are actually suing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's a weird paper, rock, scissors moment if you think about it. Because, if you have to pay and make up for loans, then that money has to come from somewhere else as well. Some red states are smaller. They probably don't have something that can make up for what they normally make up for, like student loans. I mean, that can be a lot of money that's coming in.
Well, I know, and this is on a totally separate subject, but, with the Affordable Care Act, the states that have implemented that to make health insurance more affordable for residents in their states, there are only red states that have refused to comply, for lack of a better term, with helping their residents get affordable health care, just because they don't want to take money from a democratic idea. They play their team game, that us versus them game, and to me, that's how I see this student loan game playing out. It's has nothing to do with what's right. Is it right to forgive student loans? It's Democrats did that, so we have to kill it. That's how I see their approach to this and everything else that they do.
Okay, I mean, if it's a legitimate argument, though, it's hard to really find the right to it. Like I said, it's a paper, rock, scissors moment if you think about it. Because if you have to make up for that money in the future, that or make up for all those loans that you're paying back and all that money, that's just a bigger hole for your state's economy, I guess.
It is, but again, I think it goes back to the bigger picture of the problem with public education in the first place, and that is it's education for profit instead of education for the sake of education.
It shouldn't be something that should be benefited on, right?
Yeah.
Like that. It should be benefited for the people, but not necessarily for like money purposes. Understood.
I mean, and it takes money to run a school. However, you have universities that are sitting on millions and millions of dollars in endowments. Why? What are you doing with it? And is your reason to just get more money from students because of loans, or what is the educational purpose for your reason for gouging students?
Right. I mean, I couldn't say. Again, it's just more not necessarily defending the fact. I again agree that education should be free, but I mean, with coming up with legitimate arguments about losing money and such, whichever, it's just like, here we go again. There's always going to be a fight. There's always going to be a push at some point, and it's like,
And that was one of the arguments I heard one of the more liberal justices make. It was what we just talked about. Why is it okay to bring an argument for saying you're losing money on student loans? That's less revenue to the states. But when that less revenue to the states comes in the form of loan forgiveness to big business and corporations, it's okay. It's hypocritical, and in my opinion. Does the argument have merit? Maybe, but the way you're applying it across the board with other...
well, I mean, then every loan should be forgiven then, right? Because
in theory,
yeah.
But, in theory, but I'm not trying to get out of any of the loans that I have.
Right. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the argument then, if they were to make it that way. If corporations get away for free, then that everybody should get their loan forgiveness then, or the other way around.
Well, I think we need to restructure how we pay for public education.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's the bottom line. What it comes down to for this, in my opinion, let's talk about the real issue instead of running from it. And
no, exactly.
That is the cost of education in the first place.
No, I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. We really need to not only work about cost about education, but also teacher salaries, which I don't know how you're going to do that when you're taking money out of something, but then also need to put more money back into something. How do you do that? Education really does need a revamp. It does.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. What do you guys think? Again, this is just conversation. I don't have the answers, but any comments you have, feel free to leave them in the comments section.
Absolutely, yeah. Let us know because, again, that is a bit. It's not a big conversation, but it's a conversation because there needs to be solutions for this one. And I feel like the people that are up in the chairs that need to be talking about it are not doing that. So
no, they're busy counting their money.
Exactly. Exactly.
So there's something else that I think was really big that's happened this week. And again, not to politicize it, but how come it's only happening in red states where they're passing laws to ban drag shows?
Yes, this is a big one. I was ready to talk about this. So this, I don't know. It's the small mind, man. It's kind of how it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
The thing is, again, like we just talked about, educating. A gay parade or a gay nightclub is not a drag show. They're two different things.
No, absolutely.
So, get off your homophobic high horse and understand what's going on. Because personally, the way I feel about it, if you don't want to go to a drag show, don't go.
No.
But why do you have to have control over everybody else in your jurisdiction, in your state, and tell them they can't go if that's what they want to do?
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to ban something because that is their own free speech, in a way. I mean,
it really is. It's a form of entertainment. It's like going to the theater.
Yeah, really it is. I don't know. It's like the adult industry. We've talked about that too as well. It's an industry. It's literally making money. It's a business. It's just how it is. I mean, let them do it in their own space and let it be. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why people can't be themselves in a free country.
Because it's all about do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
I don't feel comfortable with it, so that means you shouldn't feel comfortable with it either.
Yeah, it's literally the ideal. Like, they don't have the mindset to separate things and think that it's a celebration. Honestly, it's fun. I've heard most drag shows are fun. I've been invited to some. I haven't gone. I think one of them was on like a work night or something like that. But it's just. I've heard they're fun. They're just fun. It's more fun than you would expect. Is basically it.
So, our personal experience.
Yeah,
I have been to one drag show.
Okay.
I was dragged. You can still see the heel marks going down the street from where I went.
You were dragged to go.
This was like 40 years ago,
the
right?
drag show. Yep.
And I will say that I was surprised at how much more fun I had than I thought I was going to have, because it was not the preconceived idea in my mind what I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's good then. I mean, if it's something you're unexpecting and then it was fun, that's just even better, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. Like, I get that. Yeah.
It doesn't mean I want to do it again, but at least I can say I have done it, and these homophobic bastards that are trying to do this really just need to sit down and shut up.
It just allows people to be who they are, and they don't like that. Again, they don't like people being different. They don't like people expressing themselves and having their own freedom of speech and using it in their own way instead of the way that they think it's supposed to be used.
Well, see, here's the bigger issue. This is not just about drag shows, in my opinion, because traditionally, you've had Republicans take the stand of wanting smaller government, keep government out of my business, right?
Right.
But yet, what are they doing with the power they had? They're trying to make the biggest government, most oppressive government, to infringe upon your rights and beliefs that they can.
Right.
So they're hypocrites.
Exactly.
Again, if you really believe in small government, why are you trying to take money out of somebody's pocket? Why are you trying to kill the way somebody makes their money and pays their bills?
Yeah, I don't know. It's someone's livelihood. It's somebody's, again, I keep feeling like I'm repeating myself. It's just their own expression of them being themselves. It's literally, it's not racist.
Yeah.
What would you put it? Not necessarily as a joke, but like, really, what would you call that? Because it's against them. It's against who they are. There's not a phrase for it yet, I guess.
It's homophobic. It's hypocritic. And
transphobic, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
No, because they're not necessarily trans. They're just dressing up drag. It's just,
obviously
it's dragphobic. Like,
homophobic. You don't feel comfortable because a man is wearing a dress, and
I've worn a dress before. I was a size 7.
I've never done that.
I was a size 7. It's very breezy. But I was also like, I think 16, 17. It was for a skit.
Yeah.
It was fun, I guess. I don't know.
And that's what drag shows are.
Hey,
they're skits.
Yeah.
But these people go all out with their costumes to entertain.
Yeah.
And that's what the show really is about.
Being an entertainer.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, they're not banning rap music. I mean, are they? Yet. They might.
They'll try.
They might, but it's just like, yeah, I get that for sure. Like, it's a culture that they're trying to suppress.
Yeah,
and not make it become a thing.
And look at the rappers that are in jail for their lyrics. But when Johnny Cash sings about shooting a man in Reno just to watch him die, where's the backlash? Where's the banning of Johnny Cash? It didn't happen.
Right,
it's hypocritical. It's okay for me to do it, but not okay for you to do it.
Yeah, I get it. I see it. I definitely see that, because that it's true though. It's true. It's a hypocritical stance. You're not allowed to be yourself. You can't be different. You can't be you. You're not allowed to be this way. Yeah, I get it.
Right, and so that's why I think all these homophobic bastards that are trying to ban drag shows need to shut the fuck up, get a reality check. learn what it is that you're trying to oppose in the first place, and then make an educated decision or conversation on the subject instead of shooting out of your ass because you do.
I mean, entirely true. Again, it's just not always. We don't use scripture often on here, but like you're supposed to love thy neighbor, and I'm pretty sure your neighbor's wearing drag. Go say hi.
J. Edgar Hoover, the man who the FBI building is named after, was in drag all the time.
There you go. I mean, John Cena was recently seen wearing a skirt. I think it was for his movie. So, pitchforks for John Cena, I guess.
Yeah, go confront John Cena and get in his face.
Go tell him he can't be wearing what he's wearing.
Right?
I'm sure, one, knowing who he is, he would go and wear it again for people who would scrutinize him against it, just to give a big old middle finger to them.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. Honestly, John Cena's cool.
He really is.
He's a cool guy.
I've actually met John Cena.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Donations to Make-A-Wish all the time. Man knows what
the top person that is involved in that organization.
He knows how to use his platform right.
Yeah.
Is kind of the approach on that. He does know how to use his platform correctly.
I love that he doesn't take himself so seriously.
Not at all. But it also makes me not know how to take him seriously either sometimes. So it's like, he's got to have it. He's funny. I mean,
he's a hilarious dude, man.
Very hilarious.
But yeah, so anyway, what do you guys think of the drag issue?
Yeah. And
it number one, I promise you, it won't take away from your masculinity if you ever happen to wind up and find yourself in a show.
Not at all. And I've not gone to one. I haven't been invited to one. I mean, it's not like it's something I seek to go do. Honestly, I don't know where I'd find one. But it's kind of like,
and I know you brought up a good point earlier. Just in today's culture, you never know if you're just sitting down having a good time.
Yeah.
Having dinner and some drinks, watching the show, and some ding dong decides to come in and shoot the place
express
up.
himself. It's just, and not saying that that's the kind of culture that place brings again, but like
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. It's just how these small-minded people think and how they express themselves. I got my gun and my Jesus with me, and I gotta go purge. It's literally like I compare it to I forgot what you said earlier, but I read a comic called Seventh Garden where the angels are coming to purge Earth because of its impurities, and humans are like, wait a minute,
and live here.
Yeah, and then demons come out and they're like, wait a minute, we live here too, and then they kind of like partner together and are like, no, don't fight us, but like it's a sci-fi. It's cool. But
it's the nature of things. Humans are made flawed,
made to be flawed. I mean, we are, but we're made in His image.
So come down and kill us.
Exactly that. Like, how do you make a stance on that? It's like, I don't know. I'm getting off topic and off the rails, but like they have that mindset of they're impure. We have to purify them from the world, and like it's just as Zane as a person, I try to stay away from places that are in conflict, and I feel like these people are in a conflict right now because of how others feel about them, and I support them and what they can be and who they are, and it's just I support them from a distance because it's not that I don't defend them. I absolutely do defend them. Absolutely. It's just, it's hard to be in a place to where there's controversy, I guess. It really is. It's hard to be in a place where there's controversy going on. Where there shouldn't be, of course.
Where there shouldn't be.
Exactly.
There's no need for it.
Yeah, and these people's mindsets are making this place feel that way, and it shouldn't be that way. It really should be celebrated differently. It should not be. It should not have a negative connotation to it, but it does because of the past and things that have happened at them.
It's a line of work in the entertainment industry. This is how I entertain. Mm-hmm. Get over yourself.
Exactly. And I don't know. It was a weird mindset to even like know that is connected to it, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I wanted to bring up too. Yeah.
So, let's get into our dumbass of the week.
You go first, man.
All right. So My dumbass of the week is Richard Murdaugh.
Okay.
He is the South Carolina attorney that was charged for double homicide, killing his wife and son.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, rule number one, if you have any defense attorney worth any salt at all, you never let your client take the stand. The defendant in a murder trial never takes the stand because now you're open to cross-examination from the prosecutor, the person that's looking to put you away. Mm-hmm. You have waived your right of self-incrimination from the Fifth Amendment when you take the stand. But he thought taking the stand would help him. He thought he would tell some lies to say, no, this is what really happened. Mm-hmm. And he got life in prison today. So Richard Murdaugh, you're a dumbass. You should have never taken the stand. May not have helped you, but it sure did hurt you.
Justice deserved, man.
Yeah.
And I got excited earlier because I did remember my dumbass of the week. I was trying so hard to remember. I almost forgot. It's going to be Scott Adams, the writer of Dilbert.
Man,
it's a good one. So he does deserve the dumbass of the week torch. Trophy, whatever we want to call it.
Asshole.
Yeah. Absolutely, because there was a study that came about that had talking about blacks having a negative annotation against white people, I guess, or something like that, or whichever. And it's a weird, again, another thing that, why is it a conversation in today's society? I don't know. But people feel insecure around other races, I guess, is what these questions are about, I guess. I don't know. But Scott Adams decided to take the weird survey to a next level by talking more about it. And of course, when people talk more about stupid things like this, they say stupid things as well.
Yes.
Including talking about how white people should just stay away from black people. And that if this is how they feel about us, then we shouldn't feel anything about them. And blah, blah, blah. And continue to go on a stream for a good, 50 minutes, I believe, talking about.
He basically called to go back to pre-Jim Crow when it was white-only drinking fountains and laundromats.
We should not even be around each other.
Right.
But then, on top of that, he says his whole rant and remarks were was it hyperbole or hyperbole?
Hyperbole?
Yeah.
No, he's just a fucking asshole that, I'm not supposed to be qualified to stand in judgment of anybody, but I bet there'll be no air conditioning where he's going.
No,
by design.
That was some dumb ass shit to say.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it was a dumbass story to begin with. It was just everything was dumb about it. From the survey to him even feeling it's okay to talk about it like that.
I'm glad Dilbert got canceled, man.
Good, honestly. It was a bad comic anyways.
It was.
Bring back Calvin and Hobbes.
Right?
I like Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
It's a good comic if you haven't read comics before.
The Far Side is another good one. I really like The Far Side.
Far Side. And then there's, Archie's. Archie's good too.
Yeah.
I like Archie.
Yeah.
They have their own little mini-series too. I like that. Yeah,
I used to get up in the morning on Saturdays and watch the Archie cartoons after Bugs Bunny.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Archie is really good. I know there was a cartoon. I thought it was just the comics.
Yeah, they had it was made into a cartoon, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I'll have to check it out. I have not watched it. I've only knew about the comics.
I bet you could pull some up on YouTube. The Archie comics.
I'll find it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely look for it. Well, I hope you guys have fun on today's show. I hope you had a wonderful, safe week.
Yes.
Hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
And it's been Hanging with Uncle.
And